Welcome back to another episode of the Wilmy podcast. It has been about a week since I've been on here, so it's been a little bit of time, but not that much. This is a picture. Don't worry, it's not copyright, but I will not promise that I won't always not use, that I may throw in a copyrighted image, here and there. Just sort of disclose that, because if I can't find what I'm looking for, then I have to you know, use what I can find. And so that won't be my first resort, but if I have to resort to that, then yeah, I'll use the image. But anyway, this image is of a woman with her with her arms to her chest, breathing in and out. And the very, very first thing that I invite you to do this in this kind of exercise of a video, this is not just an episode of me just talking about the Really podcast. In this episode, I'd like you to just begin by just sitting up a little bit, um, and just breathing in, breathing out. And what you can do is you can actually make your out breath longer than your in breath. That's one thing that you can probably do. I mean, that's what the meditation that I was doing did. It made the out breath longer than the in breath, and I think that's so helpful. You can count. I usually do 2 to 4, so I usually breathe in for 2, out for 4. And then just, you do it that way. So whatever your method is, that's one method. The same could be said for going out in nature, taking a walk, meditating in nature, or putting bare feet on the earth. Point being, the whole point of what I've just said, it's a spiritual practice. It's a physical, mental well-being practice. It's also emotional well-being for how you can regulate your nervous system, because now that Uranus is in Gemini, we need to really, really regulate our nervous systems really, really hugely, because Uranus in Gemini, the mind goes crazy, the mind's very, very active, the mind is very, very, we're very, very, electrical, thoughts racing, very, very stimulated. And yeah, I want to explain all this in a personal way because this is a personal podcast episode. And you know what? I may do a video on regulating the nervous system on my other podcast, The Cosmic Sky. And I haven't done any song in about a month on my other podcast. I just haven't had the inspiration to do so. Um, and maybe I'll just look through my song list and see what if I still have it. Because I'm going on Chrome, let me just make sure that I still have the song list. I believe I do. I just want to, yeah, I have all my songs written down. So, yeah. So, those are all the songs. Maybe I'll choose a song from that list and compose that song, maybe. Probably different. It'll be probably different than I imagined it before, but anyway. What I wanted to look up is nervous system. What is the nervous system? It's the main control, the mind, the communication. It is the central nervous system, the peripheral nerve. This is all what Google's saying. The peripheral nervous system and specialized nerve cells. So this episode is a little bit more scientific than my videos are not usually scientific, but this is more scientific of an episode. So it's this fast electrical signals, and we tend to get in fight or flight. That's another thing I want to discuss is being in fight or flight, being very, very like we want to hold on so tightly. We want to react. We want to, fight or flight. Like we're on edge and we're ready to take action, and our body is in a very, very tense, not relaxed state, and to let go and to loosen everything up and to just breathe and flow with what is very, very helpful for us. I think that we need to exercise that to get out of fight or flight. And so and I'm gonna look up that too. So there's signals to your thoughts. Like if there's something bad happening, oh, I should run away. I should, fight. Like if there's a battle to be fought, I should fight. I should feel this way. I should react this way. And you're always waiting for the next shoe to drop. You're always waiting for the next thing to go wrong. And that's how I've been feeling a lot of the time in recent months, is waiting for the next shoe to drop, waiting for the next bad thing to happen. Um, and y- y- and so I'm going to, and breathing, it governs breathing, and breathing is an excellent way to regulate your nervous system. Just kind of telling you that right off the bat. The next term I'm going to look up is fight or flight. It says it's a physical reaction to danger. It's how you react to danger. It prepares your body to either, as it says here, it's very, very clear, fight or run away. Um, Anxiety, I also want to look up anxiety. So a lot of terms that I want to look up here. Fast heartbeat, as it says here with fight or flight. Your heartbeat starts racing, your adrenaline starts pumping, quick breathing. Um, you know, and so then I'm going to look up anxiety next, sort of going through like a list of terms. Anxiety is a human emotion felt because of, and this is all tied together. This is all tied together. And the very, very last thing I'm going to look up is nervous system regulation. And I'm going to get into what I want to talk about. But I'm just sort of laying out the groundwork here. So it says anxiety is human emotion. This is what AI is saying. So I'm sort of quoting my source, which AI isn't the best source. But anyway, fear is represented by tension. And the thing with anxiety is you don't feel safe inside your body. You don't feel safe inside yourself. You don't feel safe. So you're constantly on guard, you're constantly on alert for the next bad thing to happen, the next thing to go wrong, the next attack, the next negative thing to happen in your life, and worrying. I really, really worry a lot, and you know it because you feel like your stomach is in knots, maybe, or you feel tension in your body, and you cannot fight the tension. Now with Pluto retrograde also, I have been, any little thing comes up and I have to address it. I can't compartmentalize it. That's the thing with Pluto retrograde, is stuff comes up like from the underworld, from the undercourt, from the depths, to be looked at and to be healed and to be addressed and resolved. And in order to really feel at peace, you have to resolve whatever comes up. And I want to say that Pluto retrograde is high maintenance. It requires a lot of you having to address certain things before you just go about running your life. You have to heal things. You have to let things come up. You have to really, really, resolve what needs to be resolved for you for moving on. And you know it because you feel tension in your body. I felt tension in my body every single time I do a podcast episode. Well, most of the time, there's some kind of tension that I feel. Not when doing these episodes, but doing my main podcast, The Cosmic Sky. Every time I sit down and record an episode, there's always this insecurity that comes up. There's always this anxiety that comes up. Um, and there's all this anxiety disorders that and then it goes through even further. I just want to list off the common signs and symptoms that it says here. So your heart rate beats, your breathing gets very, very shallow. You notice that you're not breathing deeply, you're not breathing naturally. Like, I don't know if you could hear that, but your breathing is super shallow because you're like holding it in, like holding your breath because you're too afraid to. exhale, and because you're breathing is shallow because you're not in a relaxed state. You don't feel safe. You don't feel like you can relax and just be, because what if the next bad thing happens? What if something, really, really bad happens? What if all these negative things happen? And what if I something really, really, like something that could happen that where I'm in danger? Like feeling anxiety, feeling in danger. And I have felt in danger a lot of the time doing episodes, and I'll get into that later. But this may be a shorter episode just to sort of tell you. You may be like physical, like tremors in your hands kind of thing. And mentally, you're feeling restless. There's a restlessness. There's a kind of thing. And you're sort of on edge, and you don't know how to calm down. Like I'm kind of making fun of it. I probably shouldn't be, but it's sort of where you're um where you're just really antsy, where you're just constantly working yourself up inside your body, and you're just on alert, like waiting for the next shoe to drop, constantly just on guard to wait, like in fighting mode, like in survival mode and fighting mode, and waiting for the next bad thing to happen so that you can fight or fly away or run away. So, um, and the other thing about anxiety is you lose connection with the present moment. It's difficult for you to focus your energy on what's going on right here and right now. And calming your nervous system can help you get in touch with what's going on here and now. Because in this moment, you are safe. In this moment, you are secure. In this moment, you have everything you need. Everything is fine. I don't have to go into a whole explanation about it. You're just calm and collected right here and right now. What do you hear? Like, there was this Starman film I was seeing recently, and there was this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. I don't remember exactly what it was, but the girl like counted down from 5 things you see, 4 things you hear, for 3 things you smell, and 1 thing you know to be true. 1 thing you know to be true. That's what it reduced down to. And I think that is such a profound exercise for anyone to get in touch with the present moment. I think that somebody should make a short out of that and clip it, because I think it is so beneficial now that Uranus is in Gemini and Pluto's retrograde, and all the outer planets are in fire and air now. And so the energy is picking up. You're feeling more active, you're feeling more restless, you're feeling more energetic, you're feeling more like on edge, you're feeling really, really unsettled, like you can't just calm down, slow down. With the outer planets and Earth and water, it felt more stable. Well, now it's not. The energy is heightened so much. So it's essential during this time with outer planets and air and fire to ground yourself. Um, Grounding is, really essentially nervous system regulation, which I'm going to look up here in just a second. But knowing that, like I'm hearing the vent, I'm seeing the green wall in the room at my grandma's house. I'm seeing that painting that I think that my either my grandma or my grandpa painting. I feel the book that I'm currently reading right now. I'm feeling my and let me allow this to disclose this to you. I'm feeling my one of my stuffed animal bears right here, and the beautiful, the soft texture of her right now. I'm kind of touching her and rubbing her right now. Like, hugging a tree, touching a stuffed animal. And I think that, hugging her really helps me to feel grounded, safe, secure. And I have a feeling that she's going to get a lot of love. So do not shame me for having stuffed animals at 22 years old, okay? Because, uh, that's just who I am. I've always had stuffed animals. I'll probably always have stuffed animals, and I do not feel that it is below me to have stuffed animals. If I ever, like, in my soul feel like, wow, who am I now to have stuffed animals? Well, then I'll change. But I honestly love my stuffed animals, and it brings me a lot of comfort to, touch and feel my stuffed animals. I have my little bear sitting right next to me doing this. Yeah, yes, it's so cute. Okay. So that's one of the things that you can do to sort of become present. And told you this is a real podcast, okay? So this is the real me podcast, and in this I disclose the self that I am comfortable disclosing. I wouldn't talk about anything that I felt like a tension, like, oh, I don't feel comfortable saying this, it won't come out of my mouth. If there's not an ease, if it doesn't feel right intuitively, I will not say it. So, yeah. So if it doesn't feel right, it isn't right. So anyway, um, now that the secret's out, it's out there, okay. Alrighty. So, becoming present. I think that when you ground, and I think that when your nervous system is regulated, you feel more calm and centered and here and now. You're in your head. You're thinking too much. You're constantly worrying about when is the next bad thing going to happen, and you can't take like you can tell me, oh, just breathe and just relax and do that. Well, I've been through it, and unless you've been through it, you can't really say that. So that we remember that quote, don't judge until don't say it until you walk a mile in my shoes. Like I've been there and I know how difficult it is because it feels like you can say all this stuff in your head, but it doesn't reflect and resonate in your body. It doesn't resonate in your body. Like all these affirmations, like it's fine, I'm safe, I'm all that. Like that doesn't work for me because I can say it in my head, but it doesn't make sense in my body. Like I don't feel it viscerally inside myself. I still feel the tension. I still feel the anxiety. So the cure for anxiety is to really ground, is to really meditate or do whatever you can to feel safe. There are things that you can do that are concrete that can help you to feel safe. It isn't just a magic thing that you just snap your fingers and abracadabra, you're feeling better. Like it actually takes you taking an action step to take some time out of your day, do something if you want the results to feel better, to feel calmer, to feel more grounded. The cure for anxiety isn't just to snap your fingers, move your nose or whatever, rub your nose, it's all fine. No, it's not going to be the perfect thing, and don't expect it to just be, all gone by the time you're done. You probably still have a little bit of lingering anxiety, but it will be improved. It will be better. And once you get, that, it's like, um, once you, what was I going to say? Um, so, it actually takes you, saying, I've had enough of doing, of going about my life with the state of being, this unpeaceful, restless state of being. I'm ready to take action on doing that. So once you actually initiate something and take action, you'll feel a lot better um, when you take this step. And do not expect perfection, just is that you're in your head again. You're having an expectation. Release the expectations. That's the key with meditation, is not to expect to, like when they give visual journey, it's not to expect to picture it perfectly. You're not expecting to just see everything vividly. Like when you're reading a book, I don't sit through and just have the perfect image. It's a blur in my mind. And I've learned to just accept that I'm not going to see it perfectly. And I'm not going to understand it perfectly. Like, understand it. You know, here are the characters that like you're seeing a 3D movie. Like it's probably not going to be a three-dimensional movie in your head. Okay. And I don't think that before computers and phones they had a three-dimensional image of themselves, of the characters going on in the book. But I just feel so strongly about this that I had to come on and do an episode about this because when you regulate your nervous system, you can slow down and become calm. You can become calm. And then the very, very and then behavioral. Um, avoidance of things. Like I'm telling you, there was one Tuesday, and this is the honest truth. There was one Tuesday a couple weeks ago, the new moon in Cancer, mid-July, July 14th. I stayed home from work because the past couple Tuesdays, my channel, something happened to my two accounts. Because the previous Tuesday, one of my accounts got removed. I'm still waiting for the appeal to go through for them to restore it. And then the Tuesday, June 30th, the Tuesday before that, the very last day of June, I didn't have access to any of my channels. They were still there on YouTube, but I couldn't access them until later that evening. And thank goodness they got back to me and I got access to my channels. That was a really, really frightening time and it put me in a lot of anxiety and I was freaking out because I've gone through so much depression and so much stress and difficulty. Um, y- y- you know, y- you know, um, you know, difficulty with anxiety, depression, um, uh, feeling regret, feeling uh, really down about all the videos I deleted and everything like that, that it was just so hard. So if anything would happen on that Tuesday, I wanted to be there for it, and nothing did happen. Nothing really happened, and that was such a relief to me. And it is Tuesday, so I'm in fear again, but it's after 3:30, so nothing happened. So I'm good. I can post this on my channel. I can continue on business as usual. And I think this is the first Tuesday after Mercury retrograde. So next Tuesday, I think we'll be just fine. I have faith now that next Tuesday will be just fine. I'm not so nervous for next Tuesday. So I just get nervous every time Tuesday comes around. It's like I dread it. Uh, because I don't know if my channel, that the AI is going to take my channel. And, that AI really, I don't want to go on a whole rant about that, but it's just getting crazy with all the, what it's doing. It's just insane. We have to regulate it before it gets out of hand. We have to rein it in, because otherwise it's going to run amok. It's already running amok. So anyway, you avoid things, and you really, really limit your life out of fear, and your intuition sort of it asks you to go beyond the fear. Intuition and fear are not the same things. Fear is the absence of spirit, the absence of intuition. You are ignoring your intuition and your inner guidance when you are listening and following your fear. Fear can hold you back. Fear can really, really hold you back. I have a clip on my channel about that before they got rid of the uh, clip feature on YouTube, like I was saying in that one podcast episode that I did, that fear can hold you back. So it's important to move beyond your fear and face your fear. And courage is not the absence of fear. It is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Feeling the fear and being willing to rise above and work through it anyway. Work through that fear anyway. Or do the thing. It could be known as taking like the faith, but doing the thing anyway. So I'm gonna look up nervous system regulation now and see what comes out of the box. Okay, so what nervous system regulation is, means is you're helping your body to take care of stress or anxiety. Grounding, getting out of nature, deep breathing. You can write down in the comments what you do to help yourself get regulated. I am telling you, if you're sitting and watching this video feeling like on edge, anxious, unsettled, grounding, ungrounded, really, really, very, very fearful and worried and in fight or flight and all these kind of things, like I really, really advise you and implore you and invite you to do something that works for you, that can help you calm everything down, that can help you just calm your nervous system down, help you to slow down, slow down, don't rush things, like it. It's about being, courageous and having a little bit of willingness and integrity to take time out of your day to take care of your mind, body, and your health. You can do what I'm not saying don't do what you normally do, but make time in your day where you are taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, your peace of mind, calming yourself down, grounding, getting out of nature, whether it be meditating. For me, it's meditating. Um, it gets your body out of alert and it's just waiting for the next shoe to drop into safety. Like when you regulate your nervous system, you feel safe. And when your nervous system isn't regulated, you don't feel safe. So I'm going to go a little bit further here. And it lists some things out. Um, and I've sort of listed some of the things before, but I'm just going to go through this list because I want to make this a comprehensive, inclusive video, if comprehensive is the right word to use. Not going to look that word up, but anyway. Um, your chest is very, very heightened, very, very, heartbeat. Um, your heartbeat is really, really, fast. Um, uh, you're constantly worrying, very, very stressful, and you may rob yourself of sleep. Now, fortunately, I can get sleep, but I wake up in the morning and I don't feel safe because I'm worried that overnight what if my channel has gotten taken by the AI? That's what is causing the anxiety. Thank you, AI. You caused me a lot of anxiety, but you know what the silver lining to this is? I am now doing something to care for myself. The silver lining of YouTube with its AI and all the anxiety I have over this and a lot of other things, several other things, is that it's forcing me to take care of my own mental health, my own emotional health, my own body. It is inviting me to do that. And so that is the positive out of all these things, that now that I can better care for myself, now that this has all happened. So, um, feeling like you work yourself up and then you're constantly tired and exhausted. Like that next day on Wednesday, I just was feeling tired that morning. And, y- you know, and, uh, and it can take a toll on your physical health too. You can feel, like your stomach hurts. Your like emotion and your psychological state can definitely have an impact on your physical well-being. There's no, it's no new information. It's no secret. Um, Now it does list calming ways. Um, ah, and it listed it out right here. Okay. Thank goodness this was a synchronicity that I found this. Okay. Ways to find calm, it says. The first of which is deep breathing. This is a more informational episode. Deep breathing by taking a long breath in and then breathing out. Slow. The thing is not rushing it. The thing is absolutely allowing yourself to just slow down. I invite you, sit up here. I invite you to take another breath with me now. So breathing in, breathing out. And you can actually do, you can actually make that sound as you breathe because it helps to root you into your root chakra, your body, your intuition helps you get, it also helps you get connected to your intuition. That sound, making that sound as you're breathing can really, really be helpful to you. Can help ground you, can help even, I think further and enhance and add something to your sense of safety that you might be feeling afterwards. Um, so making sure that the out breath is longer than the in breath. And I'm going to probably come back to this video and use some of these tips and tools. I'm not saying do all this stuff, and I'm saying you have to do all this video because I never tell you what to do, but just this is all food for thought. Then movement. Getting physical exercise is so important to relieve anxiety. And it also says shaking your arms out, releasing the tension, shaking, like there was an exercise thing that I was watching. And I want this video to be of use to you. I want to sort of serve you through this video. So there was one video, an exercise program that I was seeing. um Classical stretch eccentrics, and she did this exercise where she like shaking out your hands. It can be very, very helpful. um Getting in the shower, getting in cold water, grounding. um and this is so validating because the last thing is 5 4 3 2 1. I'm not going to link it because of the AI, but go on YouTube and search, and I don't know, uh let me just go Doorman and search the film so that you can find it. I do not link anything anymore because of the AI on YouTube now. It's looking at any links as scam probably, so I unfortunately cannot do that. But let me find it. So, um where is that video? Um uh oh, here it is. Classmates record artistic girls meltdown. In that I'm gonna this thing is a podcast on Spotify, but in that episode, in that that video, there is an exercise in there, um, where five things you can see, or whatever that you can do. So, um, five things you see, four things you can touch to bring your mind back to the present moment. Touch. Like again, I'm feeling my panda bear. I'm feeling my Amber. This is her name, my little monkey that I got a long time ago. So, Amber, what's she doing? Yeah, so I'm feeling the bed that I'm sitting on. I'm feeling everything. Hugging a tree, touching the earth, bare feet on the earth. I think that bare feet on the earth can really, really helpful. And I think another tie-in here is your state of being. What is your state of being? I know an astrologer Pam Gregory talks a ton about this as I follow her. Your state of being is so incredibly vital, so important. Is it love? Is it joy? Is it peace? Is it bliss? Whatever it is, focus on what you want your state of being to be. And I don't think that anyone wants your state of being to be, anxious and intense. So, grounding and doing all this. And I think that she definitely takes it upon herself to do all this in her own life. And really, I do feel like she definitely does walk her talk and practice what she preaches. And I think that she really tries to do that very intentionally and living in a very, very intentional, high vibration way. That is a definite truth, and I'm not making any assumptions about that. So, um, so yeah, that's what I wanted to go through with that. And now back to me. So, okay. So what I was saying is that, okay, nervous system regulation. Um, okay. So, um, my plan is I do daily episodes of my podcast because that's what I want to do. That's how I want to do it. I just have a lot of ideas, a lot of videos I want to film. And I have been doing countless episodes, and it's been really, really uncomfortable for me. I have been suffering through it. I have been trying to get through it. I've been trying to survive through it, endure through it. And it's like, when is this going to be over? And I'm trying to push through it and get past my feelings of anxiety. I'm trying to just talk and trying to force it out, um, to just get through the episode. Like it's not been the most fun for me because of the events that have transpired in the past months of what's been happening and all my insecurities. So, um, just taking a sip of lemonade here. Um, and another thing is drinking water. Another thing you can sort of keep in mind. I'm drinking lemonade problem, but anyway. Um, so feeling constant tension, really, really difficult to relax because of this anxiety. What if my channel's done? What if this thing recording doesn't save? What if it doesn't publish on Spotify? What if? Like all these what ifs. Like, and I have OCD. So there's still that lingering, and OCD is one form of anxiety. And there's this irrational voice in my head that says, this is not going to work out. And I'm trying to, like, what I do is I tell myself, oh, it's fine, it's going to be fine. But it doesn't register in my body. I don't immediately breathe and feel the tension relieve itself. And then I have to surrender to my own feelings of anxiety. And then I'm just going through the whole episode with anxiety. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm going to, you're not going to just cure and get rid of all your anxiety, but you are going to help to relieve a lot of it and alleviate it. So, um, what I will do is I will make a plan and I will stick to it because I've just had enough. I've just had enough. Like, enough is enough. I'm sick of feeling insecure, and I'm sick of not enjoying the podcast episodes. Like, I've reached my limit, and it kind of got to a head. Um, Came to a head today because as I was doing that podcast episode for you on the Sun and Aquarius, I was doing it midway through. I was stopping, I was pausing, and I was trying to get through it, and I was trying to, say things, and I just couldn't, and I was just so uncomfortable, and I needed to stop, and I needed to meditate and to calm myself down, and then I did the episode again. It was much better than the previous one, although I make a point to never do episodes again like that before. I will try not to do that, but, so I will make it a hard and fast rule. I was like, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to do this again. But I just couldn't give you a half-assed bad quality episode like that. It was just so clunky. I couldn't move through it. I just was coming up against a wall. I had to stop everything. I had to do a 25-minute meditation and do it. And I think that I will be meditating more. I think that I will be connecting maybe with my spirit team more, with the universe, with maybe praying more, maybe using my oracle cards more, really, really getting a connection with my higher power, to trust in spirit and trust in the divine, because I have over 100 oracle decks in my collection that I've gathered most in 2025, some in 2024, and a couple in this year, all 100, over 120 decks potentially. You're thinking, whoa, that's a lot. Well, it is. Massive collection, and I don't feel like I need too much more at all. I feel pretty safe and secure and content with what I have. I feel pretty set with it. So, before I do a podcast episode, you're going to notice my energy. It's going to be more calm, more grounded. I may talk in more solemn tones because I'm just calmer and grounded. And when you meditate, you are more connected to your soul and your spirit. Your mind and your ego gets quiet, and you connect with your soul and your spirit, and you feel like safe, and you feel more like you want to cuddle close and hug um your stuffed animal, for instance, and it's an act of doing this, calming down your nervous system is really an act of self-love and self-respect. It is you choosing to put yourself first and say, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to do something to help support me in calming down and feeling more serene and more peaceful and safer. And it is me showing up for myself in a way that is so that I am maturing. It's an act of maturing because when you are fully mature, you truly love yourself. When you truly love yourself, every decision you make shows that you love yourself. That, my friends, is when you have fully matured. When you are very, very mature, you do things to care for yourself that shows that you know how your body works, you know how your mind works, you know yourself very, very well. Maturing takes, loving yourself takes knowing yourself, knowing your how you tick, knowing what bothers you, knowing what you need to do in order to calm down, like, knowing all that. So you can't just go to somebody all the time for hugs and, all those kind of things, although talking to somebody can be beneficial, but what can you do to care for yourself? And I want to say all people who were born June 27th and 28th, my Saturn is on your sun, and I'm saying you need to be the ones to take care of yourself. Don't rely on anybody else to take care of you. Not that you can't, but I'm just saying it will be very, very helpful for you to mature and love yourself and be self-sufficient and be independent and take care of yourself. Stand up, adult in your own life. I want to say take care of yourself. Like I would teach people who potentially have a sun at 7 to 8 degrees of Cancer, like June 27, 28, 26, somewhere around there, with their suns conjunct my Saturn, to like the opposite lessons of Cancer, and the opposite of sign of Cancer is Capricorn. Just like my grandma's Saturn is on my sun, and she has really enforced the opposite sign of Aries, which is Libra. All the themes of Libra, harmonious, uh, uh, selflessness, thinking of the other, considering the other, tact, diplomacy, all those are Libra themes. Definitely reinforce that. And so I would reinforce Capricornian things. A Saturn and Taurus person to a Saturn Sun person, Scorpio, letting go, being non-attached. You're going to go through difficult experiences in life. Just accept that. Like that's Scorpio. Like Scorpio is crisis. Scorpio, like you see how this works. So that's often what it can be, and I know that through experience. And what I was going to say is I will be very, very firm with myself that every time I do a recording, I will meditate because there may be something that pops up, may some be in some insecurity, some anxiety, and I will um love myself in the way that I am caring for myself through meditation. And you feel safer, you feel calmer, you feel more grounded, you feel more present, and you feel more grateful and abundant. That's the other thing that I want to say about that. So, that's sort of my plan. That's sort of my spiel on the nervous system regulation. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you found value from it. I certainly hope you found value from this. I'll be premiering this. You can see it certainly after the premiere on my channel. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Um, I will see you on the next episode of the Roommate Podcast whenever that comes out. I will see you in tomorrow's episode of the Cosmic Sky Podcast, which will be about the celebration of the Sabbath of Lammas coming up very, very soon, August 1st, and then I'll deliver you your monthly horoscopes for the month of August, the collective and the 12th sign. There will be less of those types of videos coming out in August, more general videos. But I'll definitely be doing the eclipses and definitely all that. So stay tuned for that. Stay subscribed because I'm not stopping my video making anytime soon. I'm so in it, and I'm even more in it because I'm choosing to make myself feel better and enjoy it more because I'm choosing to take care of my nervous system. So anyway, lots of love, take care, and bye for now.